Alright, here's a video of how I built this disc sander out of this Delta Shopmaster variable speed bench grinder. I'll start with the table and go back up to the desk, just so I don't have to put this back on because it's kind of a pain to set back up. Alright, I started out with a 2x6, I believe, and then using my bandsaw, I cut out a H or I-shaped piece, however you look at it, which I use for the clamps to hold onto it to the workbench. This is just an aluminum piece of bar from some railing. I ripped another piece of the 2x10 and I screwed it to the back. Can't really see. I'll show you when I take it off. So there's screws coming in here, and then for this, it's just a piece of flat wood. I drilled 4 holes in it, countersunk them, and then put a very small screw in. So let me take this off. See here, screws on focus. There we go. There's 4 screws there that hold this angle on. All right. Now for this, you unplug this. I'll take it off. All right. Let me get this off here. Hang on. Okay, here's the disc. This part is just some 3/4 inch plywood, I would guess, that I cut out on the bandsaw again, or I also cut out on the bandsaw, and then I glued and screwed it together. I also drilled out a hole, and using a Dremel with the router attachment and a cutting bit, I kind of created this hexagonal shape for the nut for that to thread onto. So that just sits down there about halfway. Let's see what else. And then you've got this wood here. It's almost the same material as this that I used for here. It's a little bit thinner, but pretty much the same. Oh, alright. Now I've got some screws in there to hold it together. Then to hold sandpaper. This is just sandpaper that you get in sheets. I took it and I traced the circle on here, cut it out with scissors. Then I used a glue stick and just completely covered the whole back of it with glue, set it over, and then put some weight on it and let it sit for a couple hours just to make sure it set nice. You can see I didn't really get it all good around the edges. This is almost used up anyway. It's 220 grit and I've been kind of abusing it, taking off a lot of material. So sandpaper's almost done with. In fact, I'll take it off right now so I can show you what else I had to do. Alright, that's good enough, I guess. You can see here there's 3 screws. I ended up doing the same thing with this because I tried gluing it on and just worked itself loose when I gave it a test on the grinder. So I drilled the holes, countersunk them, put the screws in. Then I just took a little piece of sandpaper where you can see and just made sure they were flush because I didn't want to go too deep, just being so thin. All this, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this disc was also cut out on the bandsaw. Everything was pretty much cut on the bandsaw. All these notches in here for the clamps, I cross-cut it on the bandsaw. I ripped this on the bandsaw. So yeah, it's a pretty simple project for a bandsaw. I did take the guard off of the grinder. You can see the wheel sitting in there. I probably I'll either put that guard back on or I'll make a different one that'll screw back into here, because this comes out a lot further, or comes out further than the other thing, so I don't know if it'll fit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Rate, comment, and subscribe.